to another episode of the Everyman Show. I am John Everyman. Just had to say that. I had to let people know. I don't think they know when I'm through this. They're like, Everyman Show, who's the guy? I gotta tell them, it's John Everyman. That's how it goes. And we are sitting here with you people, hanging out for another fantastic episode where we just knock it out in here and we talk about these stories and we talk to these people and we just hearing stuff and I be saying stuff and Tammy be there sometimes saying stuff or maybe not saying stuff. Who knows? But that's what we doing here for you guys each and every time you see one of these episodes. Sitting with me, it is my amiga, my compadre, Tammy Unlimited.
Hey, hey, hey.
Tammy, how you feeling?
I am feeling blessed.
Yeah.
I am feeling good.
You feel calmer all of a sudden. You feel more zen-like right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's like I'm in a movie right now, and I'm like, in awe that my life is lined up like this.
Really?
Yeah.
You look like Zen Tammy.
I'm still
right
in a
now.
role. Like,
If you call it a movie, just call it like Tammy Zen or Zen Tammy. Like, that's how I feel right now. Like, you got me relaxed. Right. Like, we should home in this moment. Right. Like this home. I feel it. God, dog, I feel it. I feel peaceful right now. You ready for another fabulous episode?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm still on fire.
Yeah, you feel it right.
You know, the fire sign is still there.
The fire sign is there. I'm an air sign, but I don't blow up a wind here. I don't blow up a fire. I can't. The fire's raging too
Thank
much.
you.
It's freaking Tammy Unlimited.
I appreciate that.
No way my air sign can blow that out.
It-
Whoop,
For real.
Get it in.
I gotta be happy about that. A lot of people try to blow our fire out.
Oh man, we got our co-host somewhere around here. We got another guy. Yeah, man, I'm surprised that he's been in all these episodes so far. I'm very shocked. I think this is the most he's done since like season 1. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Well.
Mateo being here, it is like, wow, he's really impressing me right now. And I can say that because he's not here. Because if I say that, he'll get up and walk away.
Well, it's real.
But you'll see Mateo pop up in the show here in a little bit. He's in the house.
Happy you here, Mateo.
Yeah, right? Can't wait for Mateo to be back here, actually. Waiting for that little lunch break he's on right now. Sitting with us, though, man, it is another wonderful guest, man. I feel, Tammy, you know, every time we have these guests on here, it's just like, it's a surprise. It's like opening up a package from Amazon, but you didn't order it. You knew it was something though, and you're just excited to see what it is. You know.
Oh, you want to talk because you do surprise me.
Yeah, right. So,
Yes.
So you know, I surprise you, but I surprise myself too in the process. You know, I feel like every time there's someone here, we're unraveling another surprise of a story of a journey for someone out here, and it's no different. It's no different, people. We keep that going here. We keep that thing strong. These guests come in here strong. I don't know if you noticed that, but they don't come in here half-assed. They all come in here with their A++
They be ready.
right? And I appreciate that every time. We're going into the realm of music on this episode today. We're gonna explore the music world here with our next guest.
Yes.
Sitting here with us, ladies and gentlemen, it is a recording artist. What genre? I don't know. I don't even think they have genres anymore, people. But our next guest is a music artist, recording artist. I know him as I've with some guests out here. You know, I get to follow him a lot on social media. Some of them say, you know, we've crossed paths in venues, which I feel so embarrassed by it every time, man. When someone tells me, hey, I recognize you from, you know, telling jokes on stage or a show you put together. And I feel like I can't share the same memory. You know, it's almost like I feel like it's a shameful moment for me. But I never treat it as if, you know, like you should have known me and I shouldn't have known you. You know, but it happens, man. It happens out here. And our next guest is one of those where we've crossed paths before, but we've never had a chance to be formal and introduce ourselves. It happens. There's a lot of us out here.
That's awesome.
It really is. It's a lot of us out here, and it's hard to really say hi to everyone. But I'm extremely flattered that you would have remembered me in that case. I wish it would have been the same for me. But yeah, guys, we have our next guest here, recording artist. Apparently, Tammy's very familiar with our next guest, which is awesome. This makes it a lot easier for us to ask questions in here. But we have my man Nelz. Welcome to the show, Nelz.
What's happening, J Everyman podcast show? It's your boy, Nelz Get Live, you know what I'm saying? We in the building. Shout out to J Everyman and Tammy, of course. That's my cousin, that's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for having me. What's going on?
Sure. Sure, man, for sure. Now, I just because you said it, I want to inquire about this. I love the name Nelz, but is it Nelz or Nelz Get Live?
Nelz Get Live. No S, no
Okay,
gets.
Nelz Get Live.
Get Live, yeah.
And that's your artist name. That's how
That's
you.
my artist name.
That's how you reference. So,
Trademark
so
and
just to
everything.
correct myself, ladies and gentlemen, we have Nelz Get Live.
Nelz Get Live.
Okay.
Nelz Get
How did you come up with that?
I mean, it's just part of what I do. Is getting live. It's just lit, like getting lit. You feel me? Like having fun, like turning up to the max, living life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Like doing whatever you gotta do, being in the moment, being in the action. You know what I'm saying? Like getting live. You feel me? Living life. Like life is important, so live. Like live and live. So Nelz Get Live. You feel me?
Nelz
Good.
Get Live.
Yeah.
That's catchy, man. I like it. So Nelz, man, tell us, where are you from originally?
Originally born and raised Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida. What part down there in Miami?
Born in Miami, Jackson, dog. Raised in Little Haiti, Alapata, and shit like that. I live between Little Haiti, Alapata, like all my life.
Oh man, you know, I feel like we haven't had a lot of people from Alapata on this show.
Okay.
I love Alapata.
Yeah, I spent some years in Alapata. I did.
Now it's
We're in Alabama.
we are somewhat in there, right?
You want to know where exactly, nigga? By the 36th Street and 22nd Avenue.
Right. So for anyone who's not too familiar with Alapata here in Miami, it's a neighborhood that ranges from Northwest 36th Street from about what, like 12th Avenue all the way down to about 27th
What it
Avenue.
really does is it ranges from Wynwood to Santo Domingo.
It's starting to range down in Kendall too, man. Like I've seen Dominican presence heavy down there nowadays. And now,
Yeah, but it still looks like Kendall. So far as Alabama.
Yeah.
Not in America anymore, bro.
no, that's for sure. You're entering Santo Domingo.
Yeah.
Now, Alapata, if you guys are hearing this here, obviously it's predominantly Dominican. Just out of curiosity, are you Dominican?
Yeah, I'm Dominican. Both
Oh,
my parents are from
man.
Dominican Republic.
Que la vaina
Que lo que, papi?
tiguerazo! Listen, man, my lady is Dominican. I love Dominican people.
Me too.
I feel like the culture, right? The culture is so welcoming, man. It's such a festive style culture. You know, it seems like almost everyone's never having a bad time.
Oh no, yeah.
And they're always the jokesters.
That's true.
I think in the Latin community, I believe Dominicans, deep down in hearts, they're the true comedians. And I love Dominican people, man. It's it's so welcoming, it's so inviting, and like we said here, no one's ever having a bad time if you're Dominican.
Let's go back to it. Baby, Dominican Nelz, born at Jackson Hospital, right?
Facts.
So, what language did you learn first? English or Spanish?
It's funny because it's like I never learned both of them shits. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere like halfway in between. Like I'm teeter-tottering, like barely being able to like keep up with it.
Now,
I speak Mayo true, but I don't really speak either language.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so for you, growing up in Alapata, it was Dominican on the outside, and when you got home, it was still Dominican Republic.
Dominican is.
All
Well,
day.
we could cuss on it.
Yeah, all day, man. You can
Dominican is
admit
fuck.
this word.
Dominican is fuck. Hasta la tambora. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, like fucking growing up in grandma's house, mama house, everybody in the family member, they all came. They all like came from DR and to Miami pretty much. So anybody who I grew up around was from DR. So I just came up in those customs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It wasn't like every day the Puerto Rican or the Cuban popping up on y'all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It-
Not until like, you know, I started going to school and working, and then, you know, you going around different environments, you start meeting different types of people, different ethnicities and shit. But predominantly from the crib, it was mostly just Dominicans. And my grandmother's husband, my step grandfather, is Haitian. You feel me? So like we grew up like with Dominican and Haitian, like
So you had some of that
You know
Haitian.
what I'm saying?
So sometimes shit got serious because Haitians don't fuck around. They're not as fast as the Dominicans.
When I had to be with my granddad, it was some shit always. Dog. And I used to always like grow my hair and shit when I was younger and shit. So he would be like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking cut your hair when you sleep." And like cut the hair.
And they're probably not joking.
Nah,
Nah,
he's
he
not.
probably woke up with like a missing half.
I had to be on point while I slept. You feel me? And shit, you know?
So-
My boy ain't play that shit.
What was the stuff you liked as a little kid? What were your interests?
Man, my interest always been like hip hop, popular music. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that was a hit, I guess at the time. Cause when I hear old shit, I'm like, yo, I used to love that shit. Like even if it's not traditionally some shit that I thought I had to mostly listen to. Cause once I got into hip hop, that was all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely, I grew up around Spanish music in the crib. Man, my parents, they listen to all type of music, like old, like Mexican music, Jose, like Ana Gabriel, all fucking type of like. You feel me? Old bachatas, old merengues, and shit like that. So I grew up around a bunch of music all my whole life. I used to play the drums when I was a kid and shit like that. So for me, it's always been like my life. You know what I'm saying? So I always loved music. But once I got into hip hop and like poetry and like writing bars and just loving it for some reason, loving the culture and just loving what it is, like you know what I'm saying? That's when I'm like, it just started becoming a part of me. You know what I'm saying? It's something I just did, and people would be like, "Yo, that's something you should do. That's something you should like." You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. That was a good time in Miami to be coming up rapping. There was a lot of people that were really about the hip hop culture in a good way.
And Miami didn't have a
What
face
year?
for a long time.
Wait, what year would you say?
Yeah, what
that
year?
was?
I'm saying,
talking
I'm
about?
thinking like from like 2000 whatever till like 2015, Miami had a pretty good vibe, especially like till 2012.
Trick ran his
2013.
shit. Trick is like the
Trick-
face of Miami, but I'm talking about
Even
like
like the
before
days-
then. Like I'm talking about like in the early '90s, like. You know what I'm saying? That's when Trick was just getting on.
Yeah.
So Miami like was just like Uncle Luke and booty shaking music and shit like that. You know, that's what Miami was known for. But like Miami niggas having bars, that shit probably started with like Trick and then other people coming up.
No,
like,
it didn't though. But
Hold on a second. So, just
House
to
of
kind of
Fire.
go back and reference some of your taste of music, what was, if you remember, to the best of your ability,
Yeah.
what were some of the, what
Yeah,
was
what
one
was
of the first
like
hip
a
hop songs?
CD you bought?
Oh, you want to go CD? You want to go that route?
CD's a good one. 'Cause CD, you gotta go-
Hypnotized from Notorious B.I.G. Biggie.
That was the first song you
That
remember?
was
hearing?
probably one of my first favorite hip hop songs. And all about I used to love that little bad boy era. You know what I'm saying? Because this is
Like
like
a lullaby.
look, I was born '91, so this is like '97, '98 when I first really started like.
Yeah,
rapping.
that's mad.
So the
So
shit
you were
that's around
baby.
that time is when I really like start loving it. You know what I'm
Biggie
saying?
Baby.
Yeah.
What
Now,
Biggie
hold on.
Pac though, Biggie and Pac and Jay for sure.
So, like, just to answer his question, what was the first CD or album you ever copped?
My first ever CD I ever bought was Jay-Z, The Black Album. When I actually had some money to buy a CD and shit like that, that was the first CD that I bought.
Really? The
But
Black
that was
Album?
Yo,
that wasn't the first.
that
That
was
wasn't
like
the
the third
first like music that I was listening to because I used to like always chill with my uncles and shit. They always had like CD books full of music. I would ride around with them and listen to the music shit like that, you know. So I always had access to a lot of like rap music as
But
a
your
kid.
first own, it was
But my
the Black
first that I
Album.
bought with my own money, Jay-Z, The Black Album.
That's dope,
I love
man.
that
Now,
album.
listen, man,
Oh, yeah.
that album was pretty dope. I liked Blueprint.
Yeah.
Like, Blueprint was sick. Now, mind you, I'm older.
You were 5 years old for Blueprint. You were ready for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that I'm
No, 'cause
older.
I think I was in maybe first or third grade for the Black Album, and it was a big deal for me to get that thing.
Really, you had it. It was
That
a
was
big deal for you?
yeah. 'Cause I think before that I got the Dropout, and then before that I was a little kid.
What grade was
so
I? I think
got
I was like in the
Shaggy.
7th grade, 8th grade type shit when I got the Black
Really?
Album.
Man, let me tell you, it's a really good first album to buy. I've heard some nightmares in here, but that's for your first time. I think that's pretty dope.
You know what's crazy? Then somebody splacked my damn CD player, you feel me, in school. And then I had to go buy another CD player, you feel me, and another album. And the next album I got was El Abayalde from Tego Calderon.
Yo,
That was the next album that I
El
got.
Underdog?
Yeah. El Abayalde, that's one of my favorite, like, that's what got me into, like, rapping in Spanish, too. Like being able to rap,
Reggaeton.
yeah, like
That's what we're
Tego.
talking
Like,
about.
Yo,
no, but Tego, I was like a big, because they used to call me Baby Tego, because I always used to have a little fro and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, oh, Tego, little baby Tego, you feel me? So I used to like Tego, you know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
'cause
Well, I
they-
still fuck with
They
Tego.
was like Biggie.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna
like
say-
flow wise, he's
Look,
they got the sauce, bro.
So Mateo, I know, can appreciate all this.
Oh, this they look
Yeah.
like God, bro.
So I know you can. I, on the other hand, and it's no knock to the music. It's just I never gravitated to reggaeton. Like, you feel me? Like, if you play Bad Bunny for me right now, and you play Tego Calderon, or you play Daddy Yankee, you drop any of them, I couldn't tell you who was who and what was what. Okay? And it's just because it never grabbed my attention. I don't know what it was for the life of me, but like you do reggaeton on me, and I'm like,
Nah, cause you don't got it flow.
el what?
El flow, papi, el
El
flow.
flow.
El flow, tú sabes la vaina, el flow, baby.
I was on shrooms in Homestead, right? And Taylor started playing, and I was like, nah, bro, like this the shit. I feel the tiki in my bones and shit.
I think I know what y'all talking about.
Where were your origins of getting started with hip hop? Like, where did you start to kind of pick up that rhyme and flow in your life?
I mean, maybe probably just like lunch spillouts and shit, beating on the table, rapping, having fun with it.
Okay,
Making
lunch,
jokes with
the
it.
lunch break freestyle.
Yeah, you know, why
I got
not?
it.
Like, you know,
Yo, so
we out here doing
were
it.
these in English or Spanish?
Nah, always in English, because in school, like, you feel me? I always went to school in Miami and shit. Predominantly, everybody really just spoke English in school, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Period.
Yo.
So, yeah, it would be.
Yeah, that makes sense. They spoke English. The parents picking them up
Yeah,
spoke
I'm saying,
Spanish.
like,
Makes sense.
I went to school in Doral, bro. That shit was different.
You know what I'm saying?
And the route was all Spanish.
And like the cipher would definitely be 2 or 3 of the hardest spitters would definitely be doing it in Spanish.
Oh, okay. I guess depends the area.
You see, I went to Horace Mann Middle. You feel me? So that was
Okay.
it was a different type of cookie
Right.
right there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you had to really come with it. You had to be
So
hard.
it was tough in your school, in middle school, for rhyming.
Hell yeah.
Horace
For
Mann?
everything, shit. What you mean?
So tell me about this. So
Cause
wait, so did you
so-
write? Did you go home, write rhymes, and then show up to lunch and bust them out, or did you go off the top?
I mean, I would mostly go off the top, but then like I didn't really start taking like writing serious because like I was always so good at freestyling that like when I would try to write, I'd be like, I don't fuck with this shit. I don't like this shit. You know, I had to really like sit there and discipline myself to really just even learn to love like literature itself and books and like just the words and poetry and all that shit. Then that's when I had more of an appreciation for writing, and that's when I'm like, I'm gonna become a dope ass writer. Like I'm gonna get dope at this shit. You feel
Okay.
me? Like,
So, but early on in your early days, it started in the lunchrooms in
Yeah.
middle school. with
freestyle,
the
having
freestyle.
fun, ranking on people. You know how it goes. You know what I'm
Who were
saying?
some of your? Now you said Biggie and Pac were some of the ones you listened to, but who were some of your inspirations early on?
Definitely, I want to say probably like Tego. Then along the way, really, this cat named MF Doom, he passed away recently.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah.
R.I.P. But MF Doom, he just had a style that was so different that like it was just mad different from anything I ever heard, and it was like, yo, like you could really just do different shit and be dope. You don't gotta always really follow a path or try to sound like the next artist, or you know what I'm saying? And we come from an era from everybody had to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had to be their own identity and their own self, not like a replica or a copy of the next person. You know what I'm saying? So.
When did you get the itch that you wanted to record music, you wanted to give that?
I mean, yeah, from just having fun with it all the time, doing it all the time. People always asking me to rap, like, oh, yo, what's something, like, spit something. Like, I'm not even, like, fronting. Like, niggas will always ask me to, like, spit some shit or whatever. So I would, like, just do it or whatever. But then it's, like, to the point where it's, like, when I started really writing and shit, then it's like, okay, yeah, let me really hit something. Boom, boom, boom. Like, from there, building it, like, getting better. And then it's just at a point where it's like, all right, yeah, let me start recording. This is like, shit, I want to say like around, not even really recording though, just practicing and fucking with recording, like kind of getting familiar with the recording process. Cause my homie got a fucking mic and headphones, so we started fucking around recording in the crib on Cubase and shit. You feel old
laptop
shit,
shit,
like man,
yeah.
old shit, like you know what I'm saying. So that was like maybe 08. And then from there, it was like, all right, really, the first time I ever probably stepped into a studio was like, maybe like 2011, 12, 13 or some shit like that. But it was like it would be times where I would like get featured on like a bigger homies track that, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring you to the studio. And then like, I don't ever know what happened to the track or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, just growing up, having to realize that I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna do it for me. I'm gonna make sure I'm the one paying for the studio time, recording my own track. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
Yeah.
And then from there, that was just like maybe like a couple, you know what I mean? A couple years ago.
Now let me ask you: did you always knew you wanted to do hip hop as a profession, or was there something else for you?
I mean, a profession to me is not really a profession until I'm really getting paid from the shit. For now, it's just like something I just do, something that I like to do. I like to entertain the people. People like to hear me or whatever. I like to entertain them. I like to show love. You know what I'm saying? When I'm at shows, I like to put other artists on. I like to network and put people, make connections with people. Like I said, I came here, I already knew Tammy, I already knew John. You know what I'm saying? And I'm meeting y'all extraordinary people, so I just love this shit. So I love what comes with it, so I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
What were
yeah,
you
keep
thinking about
following
doing
that
before
journey.
that?
Shit before that, I don't even fucking know. Like really, I was just always up in the air with it. Like I never.
So you
really-
didn't think about
So-
being like a chef or like a professional athlete, nothing?
It was nothing that I really wanted to devote my life to like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just always the music. Like I remember there was like a year that I quit my job and I bought an iMac. You feel me? I thought I was a shit. I bought an iMac, a whole recording setup. I'm like, I bet I'm finna just lock myself in and record and this music is gonna fucking make me rich. You know what I'm saying? Like it be like that. And then no, you just like have to like grow and progress from all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just the steps to get to where like now it's like okay, now I kind of know how to make it make sense. I know how to flow and navigate within this game and do what I got to do to like put the right pieces in place at the right time to be seen.
Sounds like you're just stumbling onto hip hop, and you know you're just kind of going off what people are kind of giving you as feedback that's kind of driving you to this. Am I right?
I mean, it's self-driven as well too, cause like okay, then you get the steam to kind of really like, all right, yeah, I can do this shit. Like I am doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm doing this shit as an independent artist. Like all you can really do is own your masters, own your tracks, put them out there, get people to play them, promote them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much where you at until the point where people like want to come and pick you up. Like, oh, I see what you're doing. Boom, let me fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm pretty much waiting on that side. But while I'm doing that, I'm not gonna throw my whole life away into that. I'm gonna also work, get bread. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're doing
I'ma
the
survive.
regular 9 to 5
Yeah,
to pay your immediate bills. Is what you're saying.
Project that you dropped.
Man, my first EP that I was dropping mixtapes. I dropped the Nelson Mandela project. That's when I really like went to the studio and made a project.
Wait, Mandela?
Yeah, because it
Like
was all
Man-
on J Dilla beats, so I
Okay.
named it Nelson Mandela. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it, yeah.
And then I dropped a part 2 of it, Nelson Mandollars. You know what I'm saying? And that was a lot of the tracks I really started performing around the way, open mics and shit like that. And from there, like I just like it's been
Can
a
people
nice little
listen to
journey.
these
You know what I'm
anymore?
saying? Huh?
If people listen to these anyway?
I mean, at first I would perform in them all around the city, all around. You know
But
what
you
I'm
didn't
saying?
have
But-
them posted like on
SoundCloud,
YouTube and
or-
stuff.
This shit was on SoundCloud. This was like when SoundCloud was like the thing to do. I didn't really find out about like posting on like all platforms and shit like that until really like when was it? Like 2019. I just started like my first EP dropped 2020 and then the next one was 2021. But before that it was just mixtapes on SoundCloud. Two
So
mixtapes on
How
SoundCloud.
did it feel from the mixtapes to the first one? Like, what did you learn?
I mean, I learned kind of more how to control my voice in the studio, like more tones that I could use, the type of artists I like to, like the type of artists I would hear on the song and want to work with, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like, I feel like what I've been learning with this shit along the way. Like, just, you know, just how to record better, how to have a better sound, how to have it's like ear training, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah,
get better
yeah.
at recognizing what sounds better, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
What type of content do you rap about?
Oh man, I mean, I kind of just rap about what's relevant to me. Sometimes I might drop a track that I like wrote or like recorded. Like I might re-record or re-drop some shit that I did like back then. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it might come from like a younger point of view or a state of mind or whatever. But I talk about all type of shit: smoking weed, you feel me, fucking bitches, getting money, whatever. Like, and also real shit. Also like. Points of views. Like I got a song called DNA, which is depression and anxiety. I'm talking about like real shit, like really going through some shit, really shit that I've gone through in my life. Or I just got a bunch of different type of shit. Like I drop party music as well. Like I got shit like Too Drunk. We just performed like fucking yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I just did a showcase yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Performing out there. It's just whatever. Like my latest single is Don't Take It Personal, DTIP. And I'm just talking about like how in this game everybody's you know, dispersible. So whatever fuck shit happened to you, don't take it personal.
Right. I mean, this is a tough industry, man.
Yeah, but
and it doesn't matter whether from hip hop to comedy to acting, poetry,
But
whatever.
I feel like that's what it takes to kind of keep moving in this shit. Like, because the day you like take the shit personal, you like, I ain't doing this shit no more. Fuck this shit. You gotta know, like, it's a lot of, you know, sometimes there might be some fuck shit, people like slick or whatever. You just gotta kind of keep moving with it though. Keep moving, and once you get to where you need to be, like, then you know, then that's it. Then your success will talk shit for you. You know what I'm saying?
State of hip hop, from where it started to where it's at now. Do you have any opinions on the evolution of all this?
I feel like it's more of a free range world now. Like, it's not just one specific thing. Where back then it was just like, oh, it had to be like streamlined. You had to follow this one specific guideline. Now it's just more open. Anybody, like, so many people made it so many different ways to the point where like it's just a big open world now. Like, it's just so many different ways you can do this shit.
Do you ever differentiate like hip hop and rap music?
Definitely, like, it gotta be lyrical. If it's lyrical, it's hip hop. If it's just like, you know, some nice, cool shit or some cool, you know, whatever, like, it's
Like
it's
a
rap
Fatty
to me.
Wap? Is a Fatty Wap hip hop or rap?
I mean, Fetty Wap,
That's like R&B, hip hop.
he's like a R&B rap singer. You know what I'm saying? Fetty Wap got hits like, you know, Trap Queen and all that shit. I fuck with Fetty
But
Wap.
like Flow Rida is not. It's not hip hop. I guess he's
Flow
rapping.
Rida's not hip hop, but he is lyrical in the style that he. That's what I love about down south music too. Like, that's
Yeah.
one thing I ain't mentioned yet. Like, with my uncles and them, like, I always had to listen to beat it out music because he would put like big ass speakers in his trunk and we.
That's right.
It's down
Right.
south, Yuck
That's
Mouth,
how we roll.
8-Ball, MJG. You feel
Yeah.
me? Trick Daddy, fucking all them
Yeah.
niggas. So I listen to all them niggas too, but I just didn't have the knowledge to know what the name of that song was.
Yo,
or
I
like,
think
what is that? You know what I'm saying? I had to like later on, like, oh, run into them songs again. Like, okay, yeah, that's my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit.
What's your opinion with the growth here in Miami hip hop? What do you think about the Miami hip hop artists here?
Man, I can't even express how like grateful I am for it, to be honest, because like when I really started like rapping back then, let's say like a couple years ago, 10 years ago, you wouldn't see so many like opportunities to go and perform. You wouldn't see so many open mics, so many showcases, so many people putting like opportunities for people to actually like showcase themselves. So like now I feel like, damn, now with the internet and the way everything has progressed, like now you get to find something every night. Like if you really want to, you can get out there and express yourself, perform, like to the point where it makes a name for you. And then, you know, just like in comedy, like I'm sure like you guys gotta go out there, hit the open mics and shit, make people laugh. Then the more people fuck with you or whatever, that's when they start coming to your shows, buying your tickets, you know what I'm saying? Like, it works the same in the music game. So that's just pretty much where I'm at with it, like just slowly but surely building on it, you know, to the capacity that I can, as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we still out here working, we still out here regular people, you feel me? Ain't no rich motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, we regular people, you feel me?
You have it come in.
Have you been able to
You get
perform
those.
outside of Miami?
I have, actually. I performed at the New Yorican Poets Cafe in New York.
Word.
I
been there
love
before.
that. I performed at in Houston at I think the V Live stage. They had a showcase out there one time. I visited Houston. They show hella love in Houston. There's so much love in the artist community out there. It's so much love, bro. Houston was lit. I performed in New Orleans recently this year, like on Bourbon Street. Like somebody was just out there making beats with a violin and looping it, and then like passing the mic around. I took the mic, I spit. It's like mad people on the street, like
It's
hundreds
called
of
a
people
street corner session.
and it was so
In
many,
New
so
Orleans,
many
that's-
people, bro. Like a fucking like around like 300 people, bro. It was so many
that's
people on
a
the
movie.
street that night. It
That's
was
that.
Nelz, I've had such a great time with you here, man. This has been for real, man. This is a
Yo.
memorable episode. Have
Glad
you
I
had a
came.
good time, man?
Man, I had a beautiful time. I did not expect it to be such a good
You
time.
didn't expect to play chess, huh?
I didn't expect to play chess. I didn't expect to get lit, have a great time. Hey, man, at the John Everyman Show, baby. Jay
That's
Everyman
right.
Show, baby.
That's right. Everyman Podcast Show. Y'all better recognize Tammy. So tell people, man, where can people follow you?
Man, it's your boy Nelz Get Live. You can follow me at _ Nelz Get Live. That's NELZGETLIVE. You can catch my EPs on all streaming platforms. Live Never Dies and Super Live. I got part 2s coming out. Let's rock.
My dude. I've had such an amazing time. I feel like these are one of those that I take back with me when I'm gonna be old and gray and remember this wonderful episode.
This is my favorite interview I've ever done thus far. I
Word.
gotta say.
That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
man. Because that's how we do it. We fucking different in here, man. We play you in chess, man. Life's a chess move.
Life is a chess move, so next move better be your
Y'all
best
already
move.
know, man. We chess boxing in here.
All right, let's ride.
Dino de Grasso,
Check it. Okay, call me the black sheep, the beat, never cooked it, boom bappy. Pluckers hit my slap, then they turn to some athletes. So they run it out, now they running back. That gun is out, so don't be done with that. Make sure you hit my line when you're done with that. We secure the bag, bring the funds in the sack. I'll be at the trap while I'm blunted at it. Probably at the lab, a nigga just dropped 100 tracks. Bueno, ven y pide lo que quiera. Drop the hit, get the gas, nigga, pa' que no me espere. Nadie te lo dijo, well, I said it then. En todo caso, we could get it in. All me, todo mío, nada ajeno. Pónteme de fresco y te la sueno. Y pónganse en fila.
Oh, they said they ain't cutting the lights off. Okay, I was just making
You
sure.
don't pay me enough.
Yeah, the sound guy says it's over. Fuck you. I don't even care if I got nothing to do with the electricity. I'm just out of here.